So my son is a young toddler right now. He's 20 months old, and I think most of these tips are great for younger babies and older toddlers as well. But just to let you know, this is the age range that my son is in right now. We've taken about 30 flights together, and these are some simple travel hacks and tips that you can use on the airplane to make your day a whole lot less stressful. So the first tip I'm going to give you right off the bat is one that I am pretty bad at following. It's just something I always forget to do, and it's really simple. It's just to take all of your baby's liquids and pureed baby packets and put them into one large Ziploc bag, because this saves you so much hassle and so much time as you're going through security, because you can just take that one Ziploc bag, boop, pop it out of your carry-on bag, lay it on the security tray, and that's it. There's no limit to how much liquids you can bring. Well, it's kind of ambiguous, but in theory there's not a limit to how much liquid you can bring going through security with a baby. I've brought a whole bunch of liquids going through security with my son, and I've never had a problem, but they do need to get some additional screening. But what I like to do is pack as efficiently as possible. So what I end up doing is taking all of my son's milk and squeeze packets and putting them in all of the different pockets in my carry-on bag or my diaper bag, which makes sense in theory, but for going through security, you then have to locate all of those different liquids in all of the different pockets of your bag, and it's an absolute nightmare. So just put everything in one Ziploc bag and make your life much easier. And then what you can do is, once you pass through security on the other side, you can rearrange your carry-on bag or your diaper bag if you want to, so that liquids are a little bit more easy access than being in one big giant Ziploc bag. But at least for the beginning of your journey, it makes your life easier. My second tip slash hack is going to be in regards to strollers while you're traveling. If you don't know, you are allowed to check or gate check a stroller for free on most airlines. I've traveled without a stroller before, and I promised myself I would never do it again, just because it's really convenient for naps or using it as a coat rack, or just to throw your bags in as you're navigating the airport with a toddler. So even if your toddler doesn't sit in it for most of your airport time, it's still really useful. A few things here: if you're gonna have a layover and you're gate checking your stroller right before you get on the plane, make sure you ask if your stroller is gonna be available to you for your layover. If it's not, you wanna be able to have a backup plan in place, like maybe bringing a baby carrier with you. What a lot of people like to do is bring a travel stroller with them that folds up really small and fits into the overhead compartment on the plane. So far for us, we haven't done this. We've just brought our regular stroller with us, and we bring the most beat up old stroller with us traveling, because it doesn't you can't control how it's going to get handled, and I've heard of people having their really nice expensive strollers destroyed. So if you can, try to bring a stroller that maybe you've gotten for cheap off Marketplace or something like that, just to save a little bit of heartbreak. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. My third tip is to wear your toddler for boarding, if your toddler will bear it. I know some toddlers don't like to be in carriers, but it's really handy, especially if you're by yourself, to be able to throw your toddler on your back, or even a front carry, just for those 5-10 minutes while you're boarding the plane. My fourth tip is to consider not using pre-boarding when you're with your toddler. So most airlines will allow you to board pretty early on if you're traveling with children, but you don't necessarily have to take advantage of this. If your toddler is full of energy, it might be a better idea to just hang out at the gate as long as possible and let your toddler run around and be one of the last people to board. This works out much better if you're not traveling alone. If one person you're traveling with can board early on, can go on the plane, set up your area, put your bags in the overhead, and you can stay with your toddler at the gate while they run around, and then join that person on the plane at the very last moment. I've done both of these things depending on my toddler's mood, so just feel it out. I guess I just want to tell you that you don't have to feel like, oh, I need to board first because it's available to me. Number 5 is to bring more milk or formula and diapers and wipes than you think you will need. You can do some calculations for this, so I usually like to bring one diaper for every 2 hours that we're traveling, but it's really important to keep in mind cancellations and delays. Imagine being delayed by 7, 8, 9 hours at the airport and not having enough diapers. I know space in our carry-on bags is really limited, but do what you can to roll up diapers nice and small, to have maybe some milk powder on reserve just in case something goes horribly wrong. This has happened to me, and I was really happy to have prepared extra extra items. I really did need them. Number 6 is something that my husband and I used to do even before we had a baby, and I'm not sure that it is completely ethical. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. When we're choosing our seats sometimes, my husband and I will choose the aisle seat and the window seat, and we'll leave the middle seat open. The idea being that if the flight is not full, nobody will want to choose a middle seat and we'll end up having the whole row to ourselves, which is really, really amazing with a lap toddler. And if we do end up having somebody sit in the middle seat next to us, they'll be more than happy to switch with one of us for either the window or the aisle seat. We've used this trick many times and it's worked many of those times. Let me know if you've ever tried this in the comments down below. Okay, I'm gonna give you my 7th tip here and then a special bonus tip at the end. Number 7 is to practice standing diaper changes at home. My toddler is too big for most of the airplane bathroom changing tables and recently decided anyway that he's too scared to lay down on them. And so I have had to do standing diaper changes. If you have no idea how to do a diaper change on the airplane, make sure you check out my video how to change a baby's diaper on the airplane. I've done many pee standing diaper changes and now I know how to do a poop standing diaper change. It's not that hard, but it does take a little bit of practice, especially in a small space. So do a couple practice runs at home, find a little closet or a small bathroom in your home and just try this out before your travel day. And then one final bonus tip here. If you want any chance of getting your toddler to sleep on the airplane, first of all, you have to be flying during a time that they would normally sleep, either a nap time or at their bedtime. And my tip is to keep their normal sleep time routine as close as you would to home. So do brushing teeth, read a book, blinky, binky, all of the normal things that you would do at home when you're putting your toddler to sleep, a little bit of music, white noise, whatever it is, have those things ready in your carry-on bag and try to mimic that as closely as possible. You might be really shocked at how well this works. Chances are your toddler won't sleep as long as they normally would at home, but even a 20-minute nap is better than no nap. Please let me know in the comments down below what tips and tricks work for you to have a better flying day with your toddler. I would love to hear them. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video.